Nice and orange. Oh.
Hello and hi and a very warm welcome to DRG4FOOD and FOODITY Final Conference. We're very happy to have you. This is the first day of 2 days, and then the first day is focused on our pilots, the open call project. So this is really exciting because you learn from the practitioners, from the innovators, how they've done things. Samuel, over to you.
Thank you, Kai. Good afternoon to everyone on behalf of, I guess, both projects and our many lovely partners. Thank you for being here. Just wanted to add a note to the actual pitching. We're going to, in the case of FOODITY, we'll be doing things a little bit different because we actually have a competition ongoing. So you're going to see a lot of tension, but a lot of great projects as well. So that'll be something that I'm sure you can appreciate. So maybe I'll introduce this first brief activity that we have planned for you. We're going to do a little bit of an icebreaker just to see who we have today with us here in the room. So if you don't mind either scanning the QR code or visiting slido.com at that code, we'll give you a few moments to let us know who you are, where you're from, and we'll see the answers pop up on the screen. Okay? So again, thank you for being here. I'm not sure, Kai, if you'd like to add anything else while people reflect on, on this first question.
We'll see how quick you are with answers and digital technologies, but you'll figure it out. So we'll give you a second, and then we'll pop up the first answers. And also the question. Okay, first important question. Where are you coming from? Make us travel. So I want to make sure how to read this. Probably we'll get some feedback on the map, right? It's already colored. Jacob, is that how to read it? The colored countries are where people are coming from?
There we are.
Ah, there we go. Okay. I was like, who's coming from Iceland, you know, all the way?
And if so, thank you.
Okay, Italy, obviously. Giacomo, you made sure that's the case. We see a lot of Spain. I heard a lot of Spanish entering here. That doesn't necessarily have to be from Spain, I'm aware. But still, I got a feeling that this might be a thing. Germany, Bulgaria, Brussels. Good. It's not technically a country, but we didn't ask for the country, right? Did we?
Someone's made their way down from Norway, so not too bad.
Nice. Okay, off to the next one. But definitely, we're a European crowd here, right? So that's good. What are your expectations for this conference? Feeding the brain, oh, that's a good one, on food, you know. So you read the agenda. Perfect. Breakthrough innovations, definitely. New insights, oh, this is coming up fast. Discovering innovations. Presenting the project, of course. Excellent. More innovation. Funding. Yes, we have some EU people in here, so we hope you brought your wallet. There's money to be distributed. Yes. Knowledge. Networking, important. We have a lot of networking towards the end of the day, but please also use the breaks. But I've seen that people even didn't want to enter the room here because they were so busy talking. So we get the networking. Again, feeding the brain, networking, discovery of innovation. So yeah, that's what it's all about, right? Sharing a bit of knowledge, but then also we want to learn from you. We want to see the innovations that are coming up, and we want to do a fair bit of networking. Thanks a lot. Giacomo, is there another question coming up? That was it, right? Perfect. Then I would say, you know, we hand over to Milica, who will be presenting the open call projects. Before Milica enters stage, I personally want to say I'm super excited for all these projects because this is the epitome of 3 years of work that we've invested or that the innovators have invested on their project. So I'm 100% positive that what they've done was the best they could have done. And it's really exciting to see some of these projects now live. So I want to say thank you before they even started for coming here and for showcasing what they have in stock. So maybe a round of applause before we get started, and then I hand over to Milica. Quick round of applause for everyone. And Milica, who coordinated the open call projects on behalf of DRG4Food, will guide us through the first bit of projects that are from DRG4Food. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. So I guess I'm using this for slides, right? Okay. Okay, as Kai said, I think that we are really thrilled to see amazing project funded, and that's why I'm going to be super brief, because we've done our work. I'm just going to showcase you briefly what we've done and what were the outcomes, and then I will just leave the floor to brilliant people who are behind these innovations. So my name is Milica. I am coming from Serbia, from a small company called Innocence, and we were in charge for leading this process of the DRG4Food Accelerator. I have to mention my colleague Maya, who is now on parental leave, because she is the one actually who set up the process and who did this from the beginning. So Maya is this lady on the photo you see. So here today, just a short overview. I'm going to briefly set the table to showcase you how the accelerator looked, who was it for. Then I'm going to present you the selected projects and our support and mentorship through this process. So what we done and what we wanted to do? Well, the DRG4Food Accelerator was designed to fund the innovations that are focused on food, with the core of DRGs integrated in them. So we wanted to follow them from the idea to the raise of their TRL, and in the end to the market launch, and help them into this process. That's why each project has a coach, and we also had some more supporting things that I'm going to show you a bit later. And yes, we wanted innovation that are trustworthy, by default, data-driven digital solutions. So actually, we adapted and designed this accelerator to be aligned with our DRG4Food core objectives. So to create a roadmap of the digital solutions that have openness and trust integrated in them, to also set some standard for the new technologies that are focused on users and user trust, and to create some enablers that are adapted to our core values, and in the end to demonstrate that it can work and that it works and that such people and such innovation exist. So who was it for? The DRG4Food was created for small consortia from 2 to 3 partners. Those people are researchers, SME or startups, and NGOs that are focused on the food innovation, such as food safety, personalized nutrition, food waste, and similar. We gave from 150 to 300,000 euros in financial support. So at a glance, what we gave, it was not just funding, but through this 9 to 12 months that project lasted, each project had end-to-end mentor that helped them not only to develop their solution and the technical aspects, but also into ethical aspects, business aspects, and more. So we gave funding. With our DRG4Food toolbox that we created, we also gave them the enablers in technology that each project should use, and also contribute to this toolbox for the many, many new innovators that will use it, the coaching, and in the end, the networking. So who we funded and what they cooked? Well, I'm going to present you just who we funded, and what they cooked they will present after me. So We had 2 open calls. For the first one, we had 85 applicants, and we selected the most promising ones. We selected 4 of them. For the second open call, we had a bit more applicants, so 94 applicants, and we also selected 4 most promising projects. And in both open calls, we gave over the 900,000 euros. What I haven't mentioned is that we had 3 challenging areas, and that was the food tracking, targeted nutrition, and consumers' food choices. And in each area, for the food tracking, we funded 2 projects, and for targeted nutrition and consumers, we funded 3 per category. So in open call 1, we funded Safe NutriKids, NutriWell, NutriSite, and a tested project. As you can see, Safe NutriKids was in the challenging area targeted nutrition, same as NutriWell. NutriSite is focused on consumers' food choices, and Attested is on the food tracking. In open call 2, we funded Pineapple, Cacao Tech, Genie, and Dish. And Genie and Dish, as you can see, are into challenge area consumers' food choices, and the Pineapple is in the challenge area targeted nutrition, and Cacao Tech is food tracking. So last but not least, as I said, we didn't only give a funding. We really wanted to follow this innovation, to help, to also learn from them, which is really important. So for this reason, as I said, each project had their mentor, but we also had the series of webinars that are led, that are expert-led, and they were focused on the DRG solution. So we presented how to use the toolbox, how to integrate the DRGs, what are the DRGs, how they can help them. But we had also webinars focused on the communication, dissemination, on the pitch preparation. So, there goes my special thanks to the people from ELFIC, our colleagues who did an amazing job in also guiding our projects on how to communicate their results. And in the end, of course, we wanted to focus on a business, because it's not the point that these solutions stop after the funding stops, after the DRG stops, but they really have potential, and they should use it for many, many more years. And yes, this was all from me. So thank you for your attention, and I can't wait to go, so we go to the pitch part of this event. Thank you.
That's not me. Okay, so while next slide, or there we are. I want to, before I start, just to say that, okay, let's go. All right, so I'll be here representing Foodity. My name is Samuel, as is clear on the screen. I am with F-Success. I am the coordinator of the Foodity project. Again, really happy to have you here. I have 7 minutes, okay. So, normally it would be my colleague Nika here, but she was running the open calls program, but I'm representing her today. So, next one here. I always like to start my presentations with this 20-second reflection slide, okay? And this sets the framework for what we did in Foodity, which is to ask you, in the 30 seconds of your mind, to think about food, nutrition, health habits, the apps and services that you use when you walk, when you run, when you go shopping. Because I'm sure you have 50 or so applications in your pocket, on your wrist. But normally, do you ever really think about what data you're generating and who is it sent for? Can you delete that data? Can you move it from one place to the other? If you're an iPhone user and you want to move to Samsung, how easy is that? So I put this here, and I'm quickly going through it just to set the stage for why we've done what we've done in Foodity, okay? So the current status quo is essentially that there is a lack of awareness from the majority of people regarding their data, the possibility of managing their data. So in Foodity, and through the solutions that we funded in our open call, we wanted to show that there are different ways, there's a better way possibly of doing things, putting the citizen in the center of their decision making with regard to data, okay? So with that, that leads us to the Foodity open call and what we did. So a bit different than DRG4Food, we had 2 open calls running at distinct times. Okay, this process started back in 2023. We had 2 million euros for funding, so half of the project budget was allocated to 12 projects. Later in a moment, you'll be able to see the results of 3 during 12 months, and again, 12 pilot solutions. We had a 2-stage approach, okay, so we wanted to kind of channel down and allocate more funding into the more promising solutions, if I may say it that way. The first for each of the 6 projects in both cohorts ran for 9 months each, okay. After that, 3 in each cohort continued for another 3, and then one of them would be awarded the FOODITY Star Award, and that's why we're here today, and we will have pitches from 3 projects in just a moment. What were we looking for in a nutshell? Of course, we wanted a technology developer, someone that would be able to develop the solution. That could be a SME, a startup, it could eventually be a research organization. But I want to highlight the third point, which is the social innovation actors, consumer associations, NGOs, citizen associations, and the alike. This was for us particularly important and a requirement because I'm sure that the technical developers can implement a great solution, but sometimes we're missing the bridge between the consumer, the citizen, what they're actually looking for, what they need, and to validate the solution as well. So it was for us important that we had this type of partner in each project to close that gap, to make sure that there was a closer alignment between what the consumer, what a citizen needs, and what the solution in fact is delivering, okay? Similar to DRG4Food, we had a lot of great benefits for third parties. We had financial support of up to 187,500 euros, access to technology. In fact, it was a requirement for us that the 12 projects use technology developed within the framework of the project, expert mentoring external to the project, but also mentoring and coaching within the project. And I'm happy to say that all 7 partners in FOODITY were involved in one way or another in this process, either by developing solutions and providing technical support, or doing coaching in terms of citizen engagement, or just the general support of the projects. So just looking quickly at, because they're not all here today, I do want to highlight the quality of the quality and the applicants and the projects that we funded. So these are our friends from Open Call number 1, the project, a program that ended in February of this year. This is them in January 2024 at the kickoff meeting. And then on the right, you can see the 6 projects that we funded. And these are our funded projects from the second Open Call, 3 of which are here today, and they'll be given the stage in just a few moments. These are SEBP, Reduce, and Onconourish, okay? This was us in a kickoff meeting in Vienna back in November 2024. Just yesterday, if I may, we had a consortium meeting and we discussed just how important it was for us to have these kickoff meetings face-to-face with the third parties. It's, in my perspective, in our perspective, if I can, it was really useful to kind of create the empathy that we wanted to, all be on the same page, aligned with what we wanted to achieve through their participation in these programs. Okay, and just to highlight before we announce or we get to know who the winner is today of the 3 projects, I want to give a shout out to the winner of our first FOODITY Open Star Award winner from the first Open Call, which was Diaita, and their solution empowered patients, caregivers, and healthcare professionals to, let's say, enable the patient, the one that suffers the most, unfortunately, to be able to also make a better selection of the food and the nutrition that they can, in fact, consume given their condition, okay? And last but not least, I've mentioned this more than once because similar to Kai and the DRG4Food project, we're really proud of the many projects that we funded, these 3 in particular, because they've made it this far. I had the flags from each of them, but we have Onconourish that comes from 3 partners from Spain, Reduce, 3 partners from Italy, and then SEBP, 2 partners from Bulgaria. So multicultural, just like we enjoyed in the European Commission, okay? And I have 50 seconds just to say that good luck to the 3 projects that we'll be pitching. There's a nice award at the end of 7,500 euros. I wish you all the best, and to the projects from DRG4Food, I'm very much looking forward to listening to you as well. And that being said, let's hear from the FOODITY projects. Thank you. Oh, there's a, this is for them to continue, I guess. Ah, okay. If there are questions, then Slido is still active. So these are questions to me and Milica, I guess. I'm sure people want to know, they want to see the pitches, they don't have questions for us. We can move forward? No questions yet. Okay, so maybe, I guess, Reduce will be the first project presenting, but before that, I will give the floor to our partner, Sploro, David. He will just give a brief overview of what the process will be in terms of the pitching. So let's give a round of applause to David.
Hello, guys. I'm David from Sploro. I mean, we are a small company based in the north of Spain, in Pamplona more exactly. Yeah, and we are part of the FOODITY project. We are handling the FSTP. The Cascade funding, and of course, if you to know much more about Cascade funding, I am your guy. So I hope we get some words after this conference. So I wish the best to our teams, the finalist ones, and the process will be simple. They will have 10 minutes at their disposal, only 10 minutes, because I will. We have here a chronometer, so after 10 minutes I need to stop you guys. So yeah, do your best, because we also have an amazing jury with a lot of experience in the food sector. And I want also to invite the member jury. One of them is Kai Hermsen. Sorry if I... I will... yes. The other one is Mario Bejar. And we have also Matteo Sabini. So I'll give you also the microphone to you guys to present yourself a little bit.
Well, I had the word already, but I realized I didn't introduce myself formally, did I? And so I'm Kai Hermsen. So you were, let's say, 75% right. Oh, I need to go on stage, yes, obviously. I thought I'd been there. I'm coordinator of DRG4FOOD. I'm the co-founder of Twins, which actually sits in Brussels. So we're at home in Brussels. That being said, we are a European organization. That means physically I'm not located out of Brussels, but I'm sitting in Germany and colleagues are in the Netherlands and Finland. But because there's no EU Inc. just yet, we decided to found a company in Belgium. So I have my fingers crossed that this will change very soon, because that, I think, would be a game changer, having been through the process of finding the right place to found a European company and then ending up in Belgium, Brussels, which is not a bad thing, so don't get me wrong, but I think there's better solutions to this. Very excited to hear on the projects. Matteo, come on up, I hand over to you.
Thank you very much. I'm Matteo Sabini. I work for UFI, European Food Information Council. At UFIC, we do science communication and research on consumer behavior, and we provide evidence-based information to consumers. And yeah, my background is in political science. In the past, I was also supporting SMEs also on the European Enterprise Network.
Thank you, guys. I will explain you the rules shortly, and I will also provide you some pens and some papers to take some notes and to provide them some scores. The jury will evaluate each speech in part based on the innovation potential for impact on citizen, and potential for economic, social, and environmental impact, and of course, business sustainability measures. So that's it. They will score from 1 to 5. And let's start. So let's start with the first team, which is Onconorish. And I wish them the best. It's... sorry. Yeah. let's start with reduce. Yeah. Sorry.
No problem. Sorry. Well, that's the click. Okay. Oh, it's already started. Okay. So, hi everybody. Thank you for being here. I see some familiar faces from the conference of Vienna. And oh, sorry, too much. Okay. I'm one of the co-founder of Behavix, along with Stefania, who's sitting over there. And Behavix is part of the Reduce project for Foodity, along with the TESAF department of the University of Padua, whose representative is here, Lorenzo Guerrini, and Spritz Matter, a startup from the University of Padua, spin-off. So, we do have a problem. We are here to solve problems related to people and food, and leftovers is indeed one of these. And if you think leftovers is not that relevant, just think that if we collected the leftovers from the trays of all European canteens, we could feed 2 million of people every day. But the point is that catering companies have a hard life. They have to struggle with thousands of meals to be served every day. They have to deal with consumer satisfaction, strict legislations, and with the necessity of keeping costs low. And for this reason, when they are asked to deal with food waste and to reduce leftovers, but food waste more in general, they struggle with that. Eventually, they don't know how much food they waste, they don't know why they do waste it, and they don't really know what they could do to solve it. So we figured out that to solve leftovers, we had to engage both the catering companies and consumers. And so that's what we did through the Foodity project, with a solution that involves both parties. First of all, we provide the catering companies with a software as a service. This is not a mock-up. This is what actually our customers now see thanks to the Foodity funding. And we give them real-time monitoring of food waste. We give them clear indications of the causes behind it, thanks to users' feedback. And with the AI, we are able to correlate this amount of data to provide suggested prevention measures. So how do we involve people? Well, they found at the canteen some communication materials. They could scan our QR codes, and they were able to access our platform, where they could create their own profile, and most importantly, provide us with precious feedback about the precise reasons why they left some food on the trays. All of this while, of course, implementing DataU and providing data lake data sets. Thanks, that was a request, of course, from the Foodity project. And all of this was already GDPR compliant, thanks also to our process of instant anonymization of users' data. Overall, our goal is to correlate as much data as possible. We started with a few data from the Foodity project, and we will be able to correlate more and more data over time. What did we do, actually? So we carried out our project at the Serenissima Ristorazione restaurant in the Vicenza Hospital in Veneto region in Italy, where the hospital employees go for lunch every day. What did we install? Well, first of all, we needed to monitor food waste in order to understand what was wasted and how. TESAF installed a 3D scanner over the conveyor belt where users return their trays after the meal, and they were able to precisely evaluate the quantity and the quality of food that was leftovers. On top of that, as I just said, we provided with some communication material explaining what the project was all about, and of course giving users the opportunity to interact with us. So what we provided to the catering company? Well, first of all, as I said, we monitored food waste, but most importantly, users could pick a little number up when at the canteen and leave it on the trays. And so we were able to provide waste with users' correlations, which is a first time. Second, of course, we provided food waste monitoring. We provided the tray consumption ratio with dish popularity, and so. But most importantly, we provided a chance to act, because finally, they have a clear vision of what's wrong about their service and what led their customer to leave food on their trays. Of course, we had to think this in a way that was also economically stable and sustainable as a company. And so our business model is very simple. We provide the base solution as a software only, where canteen operator have to manually insert data, and this is what as Behavix has done until now. But thanks to Foodity, we were able to integrate with computer visions for our Pro solution that also involves some IoT sensors to monitor the canteen conditions in terms of temperature, humidity, and enlightenment, and so on. And yet, this is all free for users. We want our paying customers to be the canteen company and not the people attending it. We also tried to establish a return on the investment for these catering companies that will have to pay for our services, of course. Well, during our projects, we were able to achieve plate waste reductions of roughly 30%, which would turn in up to 80% more margins for this company. Since the start, as a startup, we started working with several Italian catering companies, which alone count for more than 1,000 locations spread all over across Italy territory. So our sector is, of course, the collective catering sector, a sector that worldwide is pretty huge, and we were able to estimate a serviceable obtainable market within the Italian borders that it's approximately $90 million. And our growth strategy is pretty simple. We needed to start from the catering companies because we will be able, and we are able, to elaborate data within limited population and standard menu proposals. But our goal, of course, is to go beyond that. We plan on expanding on also chain restaurants and chain catering, and to solve problems not only in Italy as well, but we hope to cross the Alps as soon as possible, of course. So it's me, Massimiliano, and Stefania, who were the co-founder of Behavix, but as I said, we involved the test department for the catering, for the monitoring of food waste, and Spritz Matter, whose goal in this project was to correlate data, provide with data visualization, and in general, the data analysis tasks. So it's not over. This was just the start, however. We are still looking for funding because we know that we must improve. We are now looking for a seed round of 400,000 euros that will mainly support sale activities and the development and the refinement, of course, of our product. Because this Foodity was the chance to create the embryo. We have to grow. We know we could do better, and we know we must do better. So in order to do that, we are planning on integrated a meal reservation program into our platform with a better menu integration on a daily basis, because I didn't mention that users could provide feedback on exactly what they ate, since our platform uploads the daily menu daily, of course. And we are refining with our LLMs and also our predictive algorithm, because we are convinced that we can predict what people can do. We are convinced that we can predict the quantity and the type of leftovers that are being generated, and we know that by doing that, we will know also what to tackle in order to reduce it. Thank you very much.
Keep it. All right, so thank you, Massimiliano. Now is the time for the jury. If they have any questions, I'll give them, you have 5 minutes to answer to their questions.
Thanks, Massimiliano. Great presentation. Like the pitch. I also like that you had a clear ask of the pitch, which I often see that pitches don't have an ask. What are you looking for? So you're looking for money, I get that. Question on the ROI calculation. You said there are savings for the canteen operator. My question is, how do these savings calculate? Because isn't there also an effect on the top line? So, you know, they're saving on food or on material invested, I get that, but why would users be paying the same amount if they get less? Can you elaborate a little bit on how are savings generated?
Yeah, first of all, savings are generated by the catering companies. We provide a tool for them to act. So naturally, savings is not going to come on day one. They will have to choose among our suggestions on how to deal with food waste. And the real saving, okay, because leftover that's left on the tray is something that users have already paid. So the saving comes from the process optimization, which comes first before the serving process, and that is going to be carried out by the catering companies following our suggestions. So it's something that's going to happen over time. How fast? It depends on the catering company will to follow and to concretely act.
Thanks. One question about, because I saw that in the picture that you put, there is this line in which there is a sort of scanner that is checking the products. So is this something that all the caterers that will adopt your solution should install? And how much, if yes, how much this will impact in terms of your business model? So for instance, if it's mandatory for
That's a great question, and we thought about that, because we cannot imagine of installing hardware on all the canteens. And by the way, most tenders, be it last for 2, 3, 4 years, so it's not imaginable that catering companies install hardware everywhere. So that's why we come with a software-only solution that allows us to expand across, spread across the territory, and also to monitor what happens even in the smallest canteens. For example, 50 people, 100 people. This Pro solution, that's how we call it, but we call it whatever, is thought to be installed in big canteens, where they also can afford the investment on some hardware in order to have a more precise and more refined food waste evaluation.
Meanwhile, in the smaller one, what are you using?
So it depends on the will of the catering companies. They can upload manually the data, and it means they are weighting it, which is something we've been already collaborating with catering companies. It's not that much of an effort for them. And how precisely they will upload, it depends on their will to act, because they can simply upload the amount of kilograms that they measure, and what is wasted can be deducted from the collected feedback. Or they can, of course, upload more refined measures, maybe for the first course, the second course, the contorno, etc., etc.
Okay. Okay. Then go. Then I have another one.
Thanks. I want to turn our focus to the users, because it hinges on the user collaboration, if I'm not mistaken. Because else, if you don't find users who use the app and who provide survey data, this model doesn't work. So what do you do? What is in there for the users? What's their use, other than paying the same amount for the food, but the company makes more money? So what's the call to the users?
First of all, I didn't mention it during my pitch, I forgot. But in order to keep users engaged, we provided some gamifications. And what we did was to assign them some points for each feedback that they left. And at the collection of a certain amount of points, they will get the rewards. Of course, this was a dynamic that was completely agreed with the catering companies that hosted us. But generally speaking, we also provide other dynamics, maybe more random wins over more established one for the collection of points. And yes, and on top of that, our goal really is to give users support for their meal choices. Because, of course, when we talk about leftovers, it's a 50-50 fault, okay? It might be the catering company, but it might also be the users, and that's what we want to achieve, a support for them to choose wisely and hopefully more sustainably.
Yeah, I mean, that's it.
Thank you.
Time also. Thank you very much,
sorry.
Massimiliano.
Well, if you have any other question, we can discuss at at the network later on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice. Okay, so also guys, if you want to put more question, you have that QR code. You can insert there all the question that you have. I mean, I'm referring here to the public, so you can put there, and in the end, we'll answer to all your questions as well. So the next team is on Conorish, and I I hope that I pronounce it correctly. So I invite you on the stage.
Good afternoon, and thank you for the opportunity to present our project here today. 1 in 2 of us will develop cancer. And 1 in 3 will ask for nutritional counseling, but won't receive it. More than 70% of cancer patients don't receive any nutritional treatment. Eat what you want is the most common answer they get. In 2019, one of my best friends, Laura, was diagnosed with cancer. Eat what you want was the answer she got. At that time, I was working in the hospital setting. I'm an internal medicine doctor, and I knew scientific data. I knew that a healthy nutrition in cancer can improve by 28% quality of life, decrease mortality by 40%, and also decrease health costs by 40%. And we know that these numbers can be even greater. That's why the European Union promotes clinical nutrition as an essential part of the treatment of cancer patients. But it's still not provided. So I decided to help Laura, and I decided to found Evions. We are a medical, nutritional, and scientific team that improves health, quality of life, and prognosis of people with cancer, optimizing their treatments through nutritional changes. And with a clear vision, no cancer patient without nutritional treatment. We started by offering online consultations, and we realized that our patients had some unmet needs. That's why we developed our app, Evions 360, to improve adherence to the diet, personalization, and to deliver more effective treatments. We integrated educational modules, recipes, products, advice, meal logging, and also contact with the team and clinical monitoring. But there were still 2 problems: translating advice into daily routines and maintaining long-term adherence. So how did we decide to solve this problem? Thanks to Foodity, we have created the best team for that purpose: Evions, the TPIC, and the movement. Evions, the nutritional part with Carmen, Sara, Maria, and me in the nutritional and medical area, Kiko as our developer, and Cecilia as our researcher. The TPIC, an artificial intelligence company, has been participating through Lorena, Christian, Angel, and Jorge, all of them data scientists. And a very important piece of this project, the movement, a patient advocacy group that has been participating through its president, Javier, but also Dr. Borque and Dr. Madrigal. Julio Madrigal, Kiko, and Jorge are here today with me. Thank you. And how are we going to change the paradigm of cancer treatment? First, before starting the development phase, we organized a workshop with patients, professionals, and the tech team to go further in these unmet needs. And we realized that there were some critical points: needs and pains. Patients need age-friendly designs, need family involvement, and both patients and professionals need real-time personalized feedback. Patients felt overwhelmed with all the nutritional information on the internet, many times wrong information. Professionals also need tools to track intake accurately, and tools for patient monitoring. With all of this in mind, we started our development phase. And we have developed an intelligent meal logging system. Patients take pictures of their foods, and the system analyzes the cooking method, ingredients, nutritional composition, and together with the clinical situation and personal characteristics of the patient, gives feedback. It also sends alerts to the professionals when needed. A food product scanner. Patients scan a product, and the system tells them if the product is good or not for him or for her. And also, if not, gives educational guidance. It offers better choices or alternatives. A smart guide. This is an interactive chatbot that can answer cancer patients' questions in real time. All of the questions are based on scientific evidence and have been validated by our team of experts. A weekly menu recommender for both patients and professionals. It designs menus based on the patient situation that, well, in these patients, their clinical situation can change very often. So they can adapt their menus to their situation. And also a professional dashboard for our professionals to better monitor progress, adherence, needs, and also can give some interaction. And regarding data privacy, this has been one of our top priorities from the beginning of our project. But with Foodity, we have reinforced our philosophy in this area. And in fact, we are starting a collaboration with Sababa and the TPIC with a European project to work deeply in this cybersecurity and data privacy of our patients. Regarding our KPIs and outcomes, in the clinical area, we have improved dietary adherence by 28%, quality of life by 21%, and our professionals have saved around 40 minutes per consultation per patient. In the technical area, we have reached a 90% accuracy nutritional analysis, a platform uptime of 99%, user adoption rate of 85%, and a customer satisfaction of 85%. But these are our favorite KPIs. What patients say: perfect care, positive impact, great health, peace of mind, scientific point of view, and that they have improved symptoms and quality of life. Our market is big. Our SO market, it's around 48 millions. And regarding our business model, we started with a B2C model with more than 1,000 consultations delivered. We have treated more than 150 patients. And now that we know that our project is feasible and has a real impact, we are moving towards a hybrid model, a B2C model with consultations and app subscriptions, and B2B with software licensing model directly to hospitals and clinics. And right now we are involved in 3 pilot clinical trials in 3 different hospitals in Spain, as we know that the best marketing that we can do to reach hospitals is to show our data to oncologists and doctors. In the near future, we are starting a project, a European project, and we are going to lead the nutritional intervention in this project that is going to take place in different hospitals in the UK, the Netherlands, Romania, and Italy. And we are going to validate our tools in these different clinical settings. We are going to organize more workshops with patients, professionals, and also caregivers. And something that is crucial, we are going to adapt our tools to different cultures. In the medium-term future, we are planning to expand from cancer to disease prevention and healthy aging, and in the next step to other diseases, as cardiovascular disease, diabetes, or obesity. All of these having a huge impact in our whole society. This is Laura and me celebrating the end of her treatment in the New Orleans Jazz Fest. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So it's time for questions, if you have any.
Thanks very much. One question. What are the references that you're using for providing information, for instance, on the products that are good or bad for people?
We analyzed many things, additives. We need to recommend clean foods to these patients that can have a lot of gastrointestinal symptoms. So we try to remove the most of the additives. So this is one of the key points for this recommendation.
Okay. And in terms of cancer, is there specific cancer or could be different types?
There are some common recommendations for all types of cancer, but there are recommendations that are very specific to type of cancer or the different treatments that they have, like radiotherapy, chemotherapy, immune therapy. They all have different side effects, so we have to adapt our advice.
Okay, thank you.
I have a little question. Besides the project that you are embarking in, are you also planning any investments, rounds, anything of this sort?
Not now. We are trying to grow with competitive grants. We had an investment round, I think, 2 years ago. We got around 70,000 with 4% of our cap table. But now that we are stable, we would prefer to continue growing by ourselves, if possible.
Sarah, thanks. Great pitch. Quite liked it. It's great to hear that Laura is better. That was a nice story that you involved there, and I did get the purpose why you're doing this, so that's great. Now, a question I have is towards, because it's on the crossroads of medical and food, are there any regulations you have to follow, especially if you go into other countries, UK you mentioned, and other countries? Are there some legal barriers that you have to overcome?
If we don't give medical advice, we don't need to do anything. Just only in case for example, our chatbot gives medical advice, we need to do something about that. But not now, not so far.
If I may, second question I have is on the business model. So I understand that there's a subscription by the patients at this point in time.
Yes, this is directly to patients.
Okay. How do the practitioners or the professionals get involved? So a patient signs up for the app and then needs to bring along their doctors, or does it go through the doctors? So what's your sales channel? Whom are you selling to? How do you get your patients? Because it's a very specific group. I mean, how do you reach cancer patients?
Patients came to our project because they have heard about us and they contact us directly. Some of our patients come because their oncologist have told if the patient asks the oncologist and the oncologist know about us, sometimes it refers to us. But the thing is that with this app subscription or this B2C model, we have our own professionals. We can work with other professionals, but we are the professionals in charge of the nutritional treatment of these patients.
So just to connect with the first question, how much your nutritionists, I mean the people, the expert that you are involving in that are using this app, can have the control to check what the chatbot is saying? Because maybe, I don't know, if there is the risk that the chatbot is providing a suggestion that is not 100% science-based. Do you have this risk?
Yes, this chatbot has been validated. All the answers are validated by us or have been validated by us. So no answer without validation.
Great. Great. So also the time is finished. Thank you very much. So, okay, so now let's invite the final team, which is Sept. So come on the stage. Okay, if you want, yeah, for sure. As well. One.
Does it work?
Break a leg.
Hi, everybody. My name is Teodora. I am co-founder and CEO of The Good Club. I'm here with Alexander, also co-founder of The Good Club, and Bojidar. Didi is part of AgriVentures, which is our partner NGO organization, and we are here today to show you how we can turn something as simple as a food voucher into a tool for impact and employee engagement. In fact, a lot of companies already spent millions of euros on corporate food, and we thought, why not direct these millions of dollars to something that can actually support local communities and have some impact on the planet. However, sustainability is distant and abstract for most companies. They write about it in their reports, but when it comes to engaging their employees within it, they are not so successful in it. They fail to engage employees, but most employees actually, they want to be part of the sustainability initiatives in the company. They just don't know how to. Higher engagement leads to higher turnover, lower engagement leads to higher turnover and lower productivity, and this directly affects the business. Also, in addition to that, some companies set aside up to 2% of the revenue for sustainability initiatives, and they measure just 20% of these activities are measurable in the end, which is a major gap between efforts and the measured impact. We try to solve these two problems by making sustainability visible and local through real stories where employees can really feel and be part of the impact, and companies can prove it, not just claim it in their reports. How this works is that companies fund green vouchers for their employees. Then employees shop from online shop from vetted sustainable producers. Every transaction is related to impact because our producers are sustainably assessed by us. And then this impact gets back to companies. Now we will play the demo, where I will get you through the process of how this all works on our platform. Okay, so the producer journey starts with the producer assessment. Every producer fills a questionnaire concerning environmental, social, and okay. Then the producers, after filling this questionnaire, they are evaluated and associated with green rating, which is transparently shown on the platform, and indicators that are related to their sustainable practices. For the employers, the journey starts with the voucher request. They have their own admin panel where they request vouchers based on employee emails, amount, and relevant data. The employees get an email with the digital voucher. Then a regular consumer journey flow follows, where the consumer adds a product and uses the voucher. And then every purchase is related through impact because a service automatically calculates that after every transaction is made. And the employers get a dashboard with all these metrics and also a return on investment report that we also prepare for them. And a newsletter for their employees every month with engaging data. Our data that we generate, we put it in an engaging way so that employees know why this initiative has an impact. We share with them the stories behind the producers that they support. This is also done automatically via a service which is generating these reports and sharing the impact that the company has made. Our core innovation is that we managed to turn employee benefits into impact. And we do this by the presentation. We do this by the producer sustainability assessment methodology we created, based on which we assess every producer, and this way we manage to connect every transaction on the platform with impact, and after that this impact we translate it to return on investment reports, dashboards, and employee engagement materials. We believe now is the right time because for Europe, sustainability and well-being are top priorities. 25% of organic farmland until 2030, which makes organic farmers no longer a distinct species. Many of the Gen Z and millennials, they insist on their company being more sustainable, which is almost every young worker nowadays. And well-being is a priority because companies are increasingly increasing their budgets. We have impact on many levels for the consumers, the employees. We have healthy local food, personal contribution and pride in being in such a program for the producers. 95% of return using our platform compared to 27 in the supermarkets, which is major for them, and they are so happy to be part of us. Positive impact on companies, they have engaged employees, they have the impact in return on investment and impact reports, and most importantly, they no longer need to set aside additional 2% of their budget for sustainability. They can achieve it through the benefits budget, which they really like. Impact on food systems. Today the food system is circling around 10 supermarkets that decide what we eat, how much the farmers get. We want to change that. We want to make supply chains shorter. We want to support sustainable local producer and make farmers more resilient so that they don't count that much on EU subsidies. GDPR for us is a must because we work with companies. It is a requirement. It's nothing that we desire or not. So we use data and the technology that the FOODITY helped us really understand also how to implement.
Now, all of this is amazing, but it's not simply a concept. We are rapidly turning this into a business. Maybe I can. Thank you very much. So there is a huge market opportunity. The European market alone is ripe for disruption. We estimate that it's hundreds of millions of euros just in the European Union of obtainable market share. Now we're going to target mid and large companies simply for the fact that they already have CSR budgets. So we're going to help them use these budgets to achieve multiple purposes. Then we are going to profit by taking 5% of the total voucher amount pool that each company issues to their employees monthly, as well as 5% fee off of each transaction that every producer receives. Now, the biggest competitors that we have are legacy vouchers, but they just do that. They're simply vouchers. Now we've identified other alternatives, Murize, for example, that operate here in Belgium, but we are the first that really focus on pain points, huge pain points for our customers. First, we validate every producer with the proprietary methodology that we have built. We have impact metrics through an impact engine that really proves the impact of a company. And also we have tools that are going to engage employees and make them feel part of this entire impact. This is a huge problem for our clients. Now we have a very well-rounded team from product, technical, business expertise to sustainability and data protection expertise. I believe it is because of this amazing team that we have been able to achieve so much the last half a year. So our platform is already live, it's usable, we have tested it with real users, now we have already engaged companies. But in order to make this super scalable, imagine turning the entire marketplace that we have into a simple cart that each producer can use in every producer's store. It's going to be that easy. It's going to be super smooth. This is our vision for the future. Now, as I mentioned, we have tested our platform. We invited real users to use the platform. They loved it. Producers loved it. There's some stories that we received from producers. We can revisit that if you're interested. Basically, the feedback was amazing. So we have done a lot. We know what to do next. If you're willing to support us, we're willing to talk about money we're prepared. So thank you very much for your time and attention.
So question time, if you have any, of course.
Thanks a lot for the presentation. I liked the demo that you showed what it actually looks like. The question I have is, in which market are you currently active? So what is the geography? That's question number one. And related to this is, what does it take for you to extend that geographic space? Because I understand then you need producers from that region. Otherwise, you cannot claim that it's locally sourced. So what is the effort it takes to expand that market size?
All right. So as of now, we have a marketplace that requires producers to be onboarded to that marketplace. With our vision, with the cart, such an effort won't be necessary. We're simply going to issue a physical or virtual card to employees, and then we can remotely simply certify different producer shops or producers, and our card is going to work with those producers.
We will again need to do the assessment of each producer, but we have the organic register. We have organizations across different countries that are working with such producers. So we still need to evaluate the producers and assess them for their sustainability criteria. But we no longer would need to have the marketplace in place. We just whitelist their merchant ID, and the cards can be used at their store, physical or online, doesn't matter.
And to the first part of your question, we are now operating in Bulgaria, but this is sort of a testing ground. So we have a list of countries in the European market that we're going to target next.
Yeah, for example, Belgium is a country where you already have such vouchers, organic, that are working, but they're working more on label side for organic products. I think this is the first country in Europe that has adopted such vouchers, actually.
Thank you for your presentations, and the idea is really great. You said that you built a producer assessment methodology yourself. Was it validated by a third entity? Like, how robust and independent is this assessment?
All right. So, of course, we involved a sustainability expert who previously worked in a consultancy that did just that. So she helped us build that methodology. It's not made up out of thin air.
And also at the moment, at this stage, it is developed in collaboration with AgriVentures, and such a process of external validation is ongoing at the moment.
And is the same methodology also used then to assess the impact? Because I guess I understood, okay, that you firstly assess the producers, then the employees go and buy, and then you also manage to tell the impact of these purchases on the producer. So how are you assessing that impact?
So it is basically focused on the producers. Imagine that a producer say, when he fills the questionnaire, we are at the moment also enriching this with adding some, for example, documents and files where the producers can prove what they claim. And it is focused on the producer itself. So basically, every transaction is related to a product and then to a producer. And imagine that this producer is, for example, preserving water or making or reducing waste in some way. And this is how the impact is calculated through the producer. it's almost entirely. We have some separate metrics, but it's almost entirely based on the producer.
Just one last little question. Did it happen to you to have cases of greenwashing actually among your the producers?
Cases of what?
Greenwashing.
No, I don't think so. No, because our methodology is very robust, so we actually have different verticals of sustainability, and we can be very exact at pinpointing a sustainability score. So basically, we know.
I think I understand what you are asking. I think that at the moment, no, but we still work with really a small network of producers that we know. And that's the reason why at this second stage we are focusing even more on the process of verifying whether the information that the producer is providing is true. And that's why we are adding to the questionnaire, we are adding additional sources that the producer needs to upload in order for us to check whether this is whether this is correct or not. And also we are at the moment planning this whole process of verifying producers. For example, we plan once a year to select producers, for example, that don't match certain, that could be most probably, for example, greenwashing, as you are saying, and be in partnership with an organization like Agri Ventures, for example, so that they go and check in place.
Yeah, time is up, but we are ready to talk to you if you need, so don't worry.
All right, so thank you guys. Thank you very much. Okay, so that's it. Now we'll announce the winner shortly, but of course we have to calculate. So for that reason, I want to the jury to wrap up the things and to sign, of course, the pages at the end of the last page. And I'll come shortly to you to take the papers, and after that I'll calculate the score. And of course, in a couple of minutes, we'll also let to know the winners. So I will give the floor to Milicia from DRG4FOOD.
Thank you. So while we are waiting for the results, we wanted to introduce you also with the projects that are funded by DRG4FOOD. And first of them is a tested project presented by Jan Kruse. So Jan, the floor is yours. Oh, okay. Surprise moment of your pitch.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for inviting me here and for the opportunity to show to all of you what we did with the great support of the DRG4FOOD. And okay, the first slide is gone, is it? Yeah, there it is. And also with the great support of the FOODITY, because Commons Lab, which you can see in the middle, was very lucky to be member of two consortium, one which was funded by DRG4FOOD and one which was funded by FOODITY. So let me quickly introduce you. As you see, this is me at Commons Lab, where I like to develop solutions when I'm not traveling around Europe. For example, this one that I'm going to show you in a bit. And this is a shop similar to the one that I visited a couple of days ago on Crete, where they sell local produce and vegetables and honey and these kind of things. And the other two shops that I went the same day were painted in these colors. Because one of them was Lidl and the other one was IKEA. So this is not about color psychology. It's a bit of a story about David and Goliath. And because that's pretty much the European retail landscape that we see very often, there are very, 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 very many little Davids and a few big Goliaths. So in 30 seconds quickly, what is it that we made? We were making a platform, a system, a technological solution with a goal to connect the hearts and the minds of the people who shop in these tiny little shops with the hearts and the minds of the producers and the shops that want to serve them. And for that, we made a solution which is based on a QR code, which is very easy to use, where the consumers get information about what they want to buy. And the producers get information about the people who buy these things, which I'm going to tell you soon. Typical shopping road in Heraklion, many little shops you see there. It's very beautiful. Many of them shops, they know you from your neighborhood, they maybe even know your grandmother's name, and but they often start and get sandwiched between these big blue and yellow Goliaths. So this was one of our shops that we worked together with in the Foodity project. It's called Terra Verde. They have bioproduce, they have fair trade, and they have what they call a solidarity shop, where they also try to involve people with difficulties otherwise in life. And these small shops, they don't only sell products, they sell community, they sell stories, they sell identity between the people who shop and the people who buy. If you look back at the COVID-19 pandemic, these were the shops that would have the local produce when the global supply chains broke down. These were the shops who would give a bit more credit to the people during the great financial crisis. And these were also the shops who would help the relief efforts in Thessaly when the great floods hit there. So these shops are not only retailers. I think they're shock observers. They're part of the social fabric of society. But they are facing challenges, because in times of TikTok and Instagram and all these, how do they compete and reaching out to the people that they really want to reach out to? So we asked these questions, and we did a lot of workshops with these shop owners and operators, with the producers that serve these shops, and of course with the clients. And we gathered a lot of insight. And one of the interesting thing is that these people are really nice storytellers. If you meet them in person, they know their products inside out. They can tell you what they have, why they have it, and if you put a customer together with them, magic happens. They really involve them. Like, there was a customer who wanted this special mountain honey, which is very typical on Crete from thyme. And Electra would show them around the shop, and they showed them the glass of this honey which he was looking for. And also she could tell them about the beekeepers who would be up in the mountain and where they keep the bees. And they have actually a photo of the hillside where the producer keeps the beehives. So we went into co-creation with them, and we made this product, this online platform. And we realized that the customers also told us that they really want to make a difference, as also you saw on the previous slides from the other projects. Many of the new generation especially, they really require this. This is how they want to live. This is what they want to do. And they wouldn't put the money to make the impact. But they ask, how do I know that I make an impact? And props to the other project, which tries to really evaluate that. But we are focusing on the small shops and the small communities. So we made these two aspects, let's say actually three aspects of the same family. The idea is that you just scan a QR code on the product and you get the history of what it is. You learn about the producer, but you also learn about the technical details. So on the right, you can see how it was produced, but you can also see how it did get from where it was produced to where it was sold. And you get some information about the harvest dates, and this is where this little thing comes into place. And this is the hardware that we developed to make the whole thing easy. So it would be just in the factory, scanning on the steps, QR code, RFID, different technology involved to make it easy. And then the producers upload their information, the consumer gets the information. But communication is a two-way road. We want also the consumers to have a voice and we want the shops to be able to listen to what they have to say. So the whole system has a feedback mechanism inside where they can say what they want, ask questions that they want to know. The value proposition, as you can guess, is again threefold. So we have, on the one hand, that the producers get monitoring of the production. On the second, this was mostly the Better Factory, by the way, another fund that we got. The second is mostly from the DRG4Food. It's the traceability from the farm to the fork with a QR code per item. And the third one is to have the Foodity privacy respecting and open source solution to give feedback about the product. So there, the shops get also a marketing tool. I believe there's a lot of growth potential there. These are rough ballpark numbers, probably a bit too small. The total available market, somewhere around 2 billion, but we want to focus. We only want 0.25% of the annual revenue of a shop as a subscription. And if we focus further down and we look only at the, we want to capture 10% of the bio and local and family shops, agri-food, and small businesses in Greece only, we still have a couple of million. That's our first target. So we have already new horizons. We have a couple of partners that want to go with us. New shops and Staramaki, a factory for making drinking straws from straw. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to introduce this. I hope we're going to be able to talk more when I see you at the booth later today. Thank you. I don't know if we have time for questions. I think it's for the next to come. Yeah? Or meet me at the booth, either way.
I think we have just 1 minute for question. Or otherwise,
there's time.
If you want to type on Slido, you can put your question on Slido. But otherwise, you can ask directly with the microphone.
Okay, if I still have 1 moment, does anybody have a question? Yes?
Yes, please.
Yeah, quite straightforward. What is your next move?
Okay,
Because,
our next move,
it's very nice.
immediate, yeah?
Yeah.
Our immediate next move is to go into this new project that is called Ignite. It's a collaboration, Horizon Europe project, which we are a partner. And this will be mostly together with the Staramaki straw factory. But this will also be hosting multiple open calls where there will be other companies having the opportunity to try our technology. So this will give us the chance to have, let's say, a testing ground, because right now we just had a few pilots running. And this will give us a chance to test it, let's say, harden it, make it stronger, make it better, have a couple of years ahead of us to really iron out, let's say, the system.
Thank you. Akin, we can move to the next one. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Now I'm going to introduce Marika from Cacao Tech to tell us more about their innovation.
Hello, everybody. My name is Marika. I'm from the Netherlands, and I'm the founder and the CEO of a startup called Pacha de Cacao, which is a company that makes new products and ingredients from the waste streams of cacao, because cacao actually is a fruit. All right. I'm here to present to you today what we have done in our project, Cacao Tech, over the past year. And it wasn't just my company, it was also Wageningen University, Wageningen Research involved, Czech University of Life Sciences in Prague as well. And we worked on a big project on transforming the cocoa value chain in Latin America. And we did that by looking at what does the industry need on specific parts of the supply value chain, and how can digital solutions help there. I would like to show you Pepe. He's a farmer, a smallholder cocoa farmer in Ecuador. And we actually met him by coincidence. We were not supposed to, he was not on the program, but we were on our way to meet a cooperative in the Amazon in Ecuador. When the roads were blocked, protests were happening, things got pretty rough, so we decided not to continue, but actually stay put somewhere overnight. And we found, luckily, this man who hosted us on his farm, and we had a nice conversation with him. But actually, I think Pepe's story is quite resembling how the cocoa value chain works for farmers. So as you can see, he has beautiful land, about 8 hectares of it. He's got a lot of specialty cocoa varieties over there, also growing bananas, as you can see on the photo, and different crops as well. But these special varieties of cocoa that he has on his land, he knows that this is very unique type of cocoa that you can make really good chocolate from, but actually he doesn't have a buyer for this type of cocoa. So he just mixes everything up that he can find on his farm, all the cocoa beans, all the varieties, all the different qualities, puts everything together on one big pile, and then, he just sells it like that. So he doesn't sell the quality that he has. And then once every 2 weeks, there's somebody coming by on a motorbike, and he wants to pay for these cocoa beans. Now, Pepe, he knows that the price that he's getting is not really the price that he should be getting, but actually he's already happy that somebody wants to pay cash and collect it, so he doesn't have to do the cleaning, the quality control, and bring it to the city. So he takes the cash. No questions asked. But the buyer of the beans, he's asking more and more questions. Since about a year or 2 years, he's starting to ask the farmers that he buys from, where is this coming from? Is this your land? How big is your land? Do you have certificates? Can I see the certificates? Do you have the location of exactly your farm? Do you have this mapped out? So all these questions Pepe is getting, and he doesn't really know why he's getting so many questions, but actually he just says something because he just wants to sell the beans, right? And he wants the buyer to keep on coming back every 2 weeks. So he just gives this information, this data. He doesn't really know where this data is going to go to, how it's being used, or anything like that. And then there's another point that actually cocoa is a fruit, like I mentioned earlier. 20% of that fruit are the cocoa beans, and 80% of the fruit gets wasted. And around the cocoa beans, there's a white layer of pulp, which is something that my company buys to make new products from. But he doesn't have a buyer for it. He's very far away from the city, so he just lets it drip out on his farm. There's no buyer. He doesn't get money for that, just the beans. So this is like kind of the reality that farmers live in. They are price takers, and every time the price changes and they're not having a good negotiation position to ask for better prices. So we came together with our group and thought, like, how can we actually create solutions that actually help to create more value for farmers, to bring more transparency in the supply chain, create more trust in it. Because although the cocoa and the chocolate world is a huge industry of more than $120 billion every year, you will be surprised about the lack of innovation that is still happening in it. So we really thought about, like, how can we create digital technology, how can we create solutions that benefit the farmer? And we came up with a range of different ideas and solutions, and I'm going to explain 3 of you today. The first thing that we did, actually, the first software that we built on, is a tracking and tracing system that basically tracks from the farmer to the consumer where the cocoa comes from and where it goes to. Although it traceability systems are not unique in itself. What is unique about our solution is that we include different type of data into it. We include information about the quality of the produce, information about how that's being produced, but also information about the farmer, about compliancy, and about sustainability. So all these different types of data that you normally don't find in traceability systems are in our solution. So as you can see, the data travels from the farmer to the buyer, but it goes only each time one step further in the supply chain. Because not everybody in the supply chain needs to see all the information that is available. It is an end-to-end system though, because consumers will be able to communicate with the farmers, but I'll tell you more about that later. So it delivers verified data on quality, compliance, and ethics, and it has privacy by design. The farmer is in control of the data, and they decide what they are sharing to where in the supply chain. Also, it is interoperable, and it is fully compliant with regulations such as the EUDR or Digital Product Passport. The system actually really helps to create trust and transparency in the supply chain in a very simple kind of way. All right, another system that we've developed, which is quite promising actually, is a tool called QC Tech 360, a quality control system. And how that works is that cocoa beans, normally when there's a buyer, a sample of these beans is being sent to the buyer in Europe, for example, and then this buyer is opening all these cocoa beans in the batch that they're getting, doing an analysis over it, writing a report over it, and then accepting or declining that batch from the farmer or the supplier. So that's a very, very labor-intensive way of looking at quality. So we thought, like, how can we improve that? For the first time in cocoa, actually a NIRS scanner is being used to track and to save, put data of the quality into the system. The system goes into the tracking system that I mentioned earlier. So this NIRS scanner is actually very, very interesting, because now the cocoa beans do not have to be opened, but they can just be scanned, and then within a matter of minutes, there's a report about the quality of that batch. So this really works on improving the price position that farmers have on the quality of the cocoa beans. And it can also work on different commodities, such as coffee or other things. Then we also build a consumer portal, because the consumer also wants to see information. And how that works is that each product, such as my product that I have over there, a cocoa juice, actually, all the products are made from a certain batch, and this batch has a certain product passport. The farmers who have contributed their cacao pulp or the beans to that batch are connected to that passport as well. So consumers can also, through this application, they can send a thank you note to the farmer that is going back if the farmer has accepted that the data is going to be shared to the consumer. There's a live ticker on the website so that the consumer actually feels that they are contributing to making the lives of these cocoa farmers better. And this helps to create more of a connection between the consumer and the farmer. So I would really like to invite you to come and test and see with us the NIRS scanner, to look at the beans, have a sip of cacao fruit pulp, probably for the first time in your life. But yeah, we're not done yet, although we've done so much already in this year. We really want to continue further and look at how these 3 tools that we have developed can be improved in the field or working together with other companies. So we invite you to think about how you can help us with that. We're looking for funding, we're looking for collaborations, and we're really looking for your feedback as well. So let's build the next chapter of better, more transparent food systems together. Thank you so much.
Maybe we have just time for a quick question arrived on here. What does the NIR scanner measure as quality?
Yeah, we have the near scanner over there, so you can ask her everything. But basically, what we trained near scanner in this project is to focus particularly on the cocoa beans. And there are things like fat that it can measure, but also quality of the cocoa bean. So if it's well fermented or not, if it has certain defects or not. And everything that's now checked manually can be done automatically through the scanner.
Okay, thank you. I think we can move.
Thank you.
I got maybe an applause. We are going to have just a 15 minutes break now. So for people online, we will be back soon. And yeah, you can have a coffee there. Thank you.
Okay, this one is working. Okay, welcome back everyone. Hope you energized with some coffee. So let's continue. Right now I would like to introduce you with the NutriWell team. So please, the floor is yours.
Oh, just no, the next one.
I'm sorry. Okay, Roman, the floor is yours.
Hi everyone, this is Rosen, and good to be here with you. And I'll keep it short so our colleagues could be back on stage soon. We're going to present to you the Safe Nutri Kits, which is available for Apple phones and Android phones. Currently, you could sign up with a Belgian number, Turkish number, Estonian number. We do it because we make everyone to eat better, learn smarter, and grow safer. I'm the board member of Space Growth, the partner that's been leading this project and consortium, and I'm also teaching at the university. Together with me, maybe the next slide. Okay, so I could move faster. We have these amazing people with us, Darina, Özlem, Ege, and me. Of course, I'll start with the ladies. They have a strong background in the agri-food domain. Özlem is the Secretary General of the Sabri Ülker Foundation, which is part of the Ülker Yıldız Group. And if you heard of Godiva, for sure you've tasted their chocolates. They're part of this big group. And they want to make sure that children eat safe and healthy. Darina is an associate professor of the Trakia University. She used to be vice rector there. She's been working in the agri-food domain from a research perspective. And Ege is the game developer. He has done many games that are still quite viral. Maybe you're also playing some of them. But you should also be using the Safe Nutri Kits app to have it part of your daily life. Because there is a problem and we have a solution for it. If you think of it, nearly a third of the kids nowadays are obese, and this number has tripled. Can you imagine such a serious issue? And in order to address it, there isn't really a solution that's data private, that's smart, that can be tailored to the dietary preferences. We need a child-safe, personalized, and curriculum-ready solution that could be integrated directly into healthcare and educational settings. The solution that we offer is Safe Nutri Kits. It's gamified, based on AI, considering all the dietary requirements, the allergens, the lifestyle, cultural context of the children in different countries. It's compliant with GDPR, it works in a seamless, smart way, and most importantly, it's not only usable by children, by parents and teachers, but it's a lot of fun for children because we could track their progress also by getting them play into educational games. The traction is quite promising for the future of not only Safe Nutri Kits, but also all children and healthy nutrition Europe-wide. We have over 1,800 families that have been using this, most of them pre-subscribed for the paid version. We have 11 schools that have used it. Also, 10 of them pre-subscribed for the paid version to be released. Over 1,500 recipes generated based on the specifics entered by the parents about their children, their lifestyle, and so on. And most of this feedback we've received has been very positive. Therefore, we received letters of support by the authorities, and we are sure that this will also help us to
integrate safe NutriKits within the curriculum and all the possible government guidelines, at least in these 3 pilot countries. Currently, our business model is a SaaS model that works with government, schools, educational institutions, even hospitals specialized with children, and with parents. We charge a very small fee for the premium features, and the freemium version is totally free of charge. The go-to-market plan includes nutritionists, headmasters, and teacher associations. We have strong networks there in the pilot countries, and we aim to use this approach for the other countries that we are addressing. And through this approach, we aim to support their involvement with referral fees. As you could also see, after a month of testing the freemium version, the parents could continue with the premium or freemium, doesn't matter. The basic functionalities are still available as a freemium version. You could see that we aim to have very strong results. These are the forecasts based on the release in the market from 2026 as a paid version, and you would see the net profit really exponentially growing over the next 2 years as we go very widely to reach out to the different customers. What we ask, we need money, first of all, to continue this work. DRG4Food have funded our pilots. They have provided us amazing support through our mentors, Milica and Maya, through the network with all the other fellow projects, through the workshops, but we need to continue developing it. And as you could see, we have the traction, this is market ready, so we need to complete it, add new functionalities, and roll it out commercially in the markets, in the target countries at least. So, if you have some budget, come and reach out to us or introduce us to business angels, investors in your own networks. Lastly, you could scan this QR code and sign up with a Belgian, Estonian, Bulgarian, or Turkish number. Thank you.
Okay, so I think we can move. Thank you, Rosen. Yes, Rumen.
So, sorry for the mix-up in the agenda, and now I would like to introduce you with the Nutriwell team to showcase their solution.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm Roman Nikolov, and I represent our platform and services Nutriwell. I'm supported by 2 of our team. That's the second time we are presenting Nutriwell. The first one was in Munich, when we presented the first version. Now we are presenting the second version. Maybe the foodity community will be also interested in it. So why me? I was nominated because probably I'm the oldest entrepreneur in the but I feel very young. So what's I would like to thank to DRG4Food for the support, Kai, Carl, and all this. That was a really exciting journey and exercise for me. That's why I feel quite young. So we are providing personalized nutrition, personalized smart nutrition, smart meal planning, and community engaging platform. We defined quite well, quite strongly our mission and vision. And this is the team. So we have two of us. A part of me is Janko, and Venci is taking pictures there. We continued with the development of the platform. Also, we run out of funding, but we attracted, we are quite motivated. We attracted a quite strong team around. We have a very strong AI team coming from Berkeley and Los Alamos. We have our first early adopters, nutritionists and medical doctors, and of course the business development guys. We have a strong CTO. So I will not focus on the problems. Rosen mentioned some of them. They also operate in Bulgaria, and since I'm our first target group was 65 plus. It's quite reasonable, but we are also targeting children. And I will give the floor to Janko to continue with the business, the solution which we provide. I think we can join, and I mean, from the two projects, we can have a kind of initiative. Behind our platform, we developed nutrition data space. If you go at the European level, you can see a lot of data spaces, health, agriculture, mobility, energy, but there is no nutrition data space. We have a prototype, and maybe that could be a joint initiative for the next round of research projects. Based on the infrastructure, we provide, of course, personal data wallet, but the most important functionality is the AI nutrition plan generator. You can imagine out of millions of recipes and a lot of available data, we can provide personalized meal plan. And even we can change easily the cuisine, and we can adjust your preferences, and the medical doctors also could provide evidence-based pieces of advice to you. And also we provide a social cooking organizer where the people who are interested in food, nutrition, cooking could join, communicate, and work together, share, and have video conferencing. And Janko now will continue with,
Thank you,
with the
Rumen.
business.
Hello from me to everyone. My name is Janko Petrov, and I support the business development process in the project. My focus is to make sure that we bring value to the right people and change the way how they behave and think about their body. What are the key features of the product? We have adaptive nutrition dashboard, we have expert support, we have AI recommendations and unified experience. But the most important thing here is that we have a system. We know that how many of you have decided to change something, to try new diet or to start exercising or something like this. The results are after 3 months, 80% of the people just stop and go back to their bad habits. Actually, here we create a system that helps to the experts to guide the end user and change their way of life and to be better, happier, and more conscious. About what actually makes NutriWell unique. Obviously, we have AI personalization, we have condition-specific algorithm, API integration, and continuous learning AI model. And here, actually, the value proposition is that we make this bridge gap between knowledge and action very easy to be done, which is really hard in our daily life. About the market size, The market size is about 50 billion and growing every year by 10-15%. And our goal is to get 1% of this market. This is our service obtainable market here. The market validation till now, we have 85% user satisfaction. The last year we attended a lot of conferences with health and nutritionists in health and nutritionist sphere and presented our platform there. And 72% of them, they want to work with us. We have a waiting list and we release our platform and start with our early adopters. About the market validation, we did a lot of meetings with experts, nutritionists. We did living clubs and a lot of presentations. About the competitive advantage, I can say a lot of things, but the most important is that we have a system. This is really, really important, and we will be happy to collaborate with some of you. We already discussed some cases and opportunities. About the business model is B2B2C. We have a subscription model. We have our ICP is like, can be nutritionists, experts, clinics. In the same time, we have a corporate well-being program, and we start at the end of this month, we have a meeting with experts who works very seriously about problem with type 2 diabetes and post-COVID disease. We are ready to collaborate and let's shape a better future. Thank you.
If you have any question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now I would like to invite the Genie team to come and to introduce us to their work.
Hi, everybody. Okay, let's start. So I'm Priscilla. I'm from Peru. I'm the CMO and co-founder of Gundo, the startup in this project. And this is Gerard from Ametier Origin, a supermarket in Spain, our key partner in this project. And together with ADN Institute Laboratory from Spain and the University of Porto, we are the Genie team. We are a solution that makes people shopping healthier, simple, accurate, and impactful. But first, a quick context, because obesity, hypertension, diabetes, and other diseases keep rising worldwide, as you can see in this image. And this is a big public health and cost problem. So prevention really, really matters because a lot of our health is shaped by our daily choices, not only healthcare. So the question is, how do we turn good intentions into simple actions at the moment of purchase? We think that consumers want a clear and personal guidance so they can use, but generic tips, generic advice, and keeping health data safe limit the impact. That's why we created Genie that puts solid science and privacy-first design into the real shopping, in the shopping journey, so people actually change what they buy. And this is how Genie works. We built a profile, mark products as suitable or not, suggest with the smart substitutes, smart product recommendations based on your profile, and also a weekly plan with recipes ending in a healthier cart at checkout. But not only that, we also have advanced layers, microbiome, and genetics or blood tests. You can do this test with us in this laboratory, ADN Institute, or you can upload your results from blood test. But this is optional in our platform. And the privacy is built by clear consent, user data vault, and also GDPR compliant. This is what our shopper sees in the platform, and we will go deeper in a moment. But in short, users see clear results from their test, and then they will see all the features of the platform, meal, products, and all this kind of information. And for users, we provide instant clarity, and also easy path to follow, and tools to create adherence. And for retailer, this means a higher healthy basket, more loyalty and differentiation, and also an easy rollout because it's not a heavy setup. And now Gerard from Amedier Supermarket will explain you in more detail the platform.
Thank you, Priscilla. So as Priscilla said, we are a media origin. We are a retail chain located mostly in the Catalonia region in Spain. And we did this study, and when preparing the platform, the first thing we did is link it with our products. As you can see here, these are our products, and this is what the consumer see when they are buying in this platform. Here they can easily see whether the products are suitable or not for them with these red or green badges. But also the products are sorted in a way that the most suitable for them, for their profile, for their microbiome, for their nutrigenetics, so they get the best results on top. And with quick actions, they can also see extra recommendations based on what they have. For instance, I have a risk of having a vitamin B9 deficiency in my genetics, so these are some of the products that I would get recommended. Then when you click on the product, you can see more details, such as the nutrition, ingredients, allergens, and the additives. And especially with the additives, I find it interesting that you can also see what the additive is doing in the food and where it is coming from to give more extra clarity to the consumer. And here again, the consumer can easily see what is suitable and what is not, depending on their allergies, preferences, or biological data. If the consumer wants even more guidance, the platform also creates weekly planners, and the consumers can easily see the macros, recipes, time it takes to cook, etc. And with just one click, they can already add all the ingredients to the shopping cart for an easier checkout. So how we did do this pilot? We did a first phase with our own employees to refine to get the user experience feedback and refine the platform. Then we sent a newsletter to our clients, to a subset of our clients, and in just about 48 hours, we got more than 3,000 registrations, from which we selected 1,000, and we got a high return of the test. 98% of the genetics tests were returned, and 93% of the microbiome tests. Some early KPIs. We have an engagement of about 7 minutes per session, which is about twice of what we would see usually in an e-commerce. But we got an increase also in the basket value and the volume as well. And it's interesting because the blood tests were not done in this study, but 78 of the volunteers uploaded willingly their own blood tests without us asking for that. And we have plenty of results in genetics, microbiome. We'll not go into detail here, but if you want to know more, you can approach us later.
Okay, so our clients report feeling lighter, sleeping better, and having more energy. They clearly value the results, which products are friends or enemies. So we think we go beyond a simple purchase to a healthier and consistent choices. Our next steps, we will open Genie platform to all the clients of Amedier Origin, so next month. And we also, in parallel, looking for new supermarket partners in other countries and other markets. And finally, we are finishing the details of our scientific paper, and we will publish it by the beginning of next year. And that's it. We are looking for retailer partners to scale Healthier Basket or other collaborators, and you can scan this QR code for all the information of the project. Thank you very much.
Is there a question? Okay, then I think we can move. Thank you.
About the previous presentations, you can also write it down and we can read it after it. So, last but not least, oh no, this is not our last project actually. Pinnacle, Haris will present it. So Haris, the floor is yours.
Hello. So my slides, my name is Haris Niavis. I will present you the Pinnacle project. It's about personalized healthy diets and food waste reduction. A few words to set the context. I guess most of you in this room know about this problem, but we know that each year the EU generates nearly 60 million tons of food waste, which averages about 132 kilos per person. Meanwhile, we have over 42 million citizens who cannot afford a proper meal with meat, fish, or a vegetarian equivalent every other day. And to solve this, we have specific challenges. There is no targeted nutrition. There is no matching of food donations with the specific dietary and nutritional needs of the recipients. We need, of course, privacy and trust. We need to ensure this data protection and within the networks of stakeholders. And of course, to reduce food waste, currently there are inefficiencies in the food redistribution systems. So we gathered a team to solve this problem. Connecta is the coordinator of Pinnacle. We are an IT consulting SME in Greece with main expertise in data protection, identities, and Web3 technologies. Co-together is the Food Bank of Western Greece. They have a wide network of established cooperations with municipalities, charities, universities, etc. And Uniroma is a university from Italy with research in malnutrition, obesity, and metabolism, eating behavior. So we propose Pinnacle. This is the solution to the problem. It's a targeted dietary and nutrition recommendation tool. We have AI-based personalized meal plans based on the user profiles. We use cutting-edge technologies like blockchain and zero-knowledge proofs to enable trust and data protection. And we reduced food waste by streamlining food redistribution networks. Our value proposition, these are our target groups regarding food banks and volunteers. We enable simplified workflows and automated assignment logic through mobile-first interfaces. We enable compliance with regulations like GDPR, EIDAS, and the EUDI wallet. And we have a modular backend system, which is compatible with the standard ERP solutions that most of the food banks in Greece and across the EU use. So regarding food recipients, we provide, of course, personalized, culturally sensitive meal plans. We enable EBSI and EBSI compliant identities. EBSI is the European Blockchain Service Infrastructure. So we enable citizens to use the single EID that they already use or they will use in the next years. They can use this identity with Pinnacle. And for municipal programs, we provide standardized and auditable process through DLTs to track food aid distribution and associated outcomes. We have a mobile app for food recipients and a web app for the administrators of food banks. At the left, you can see a screenshot of our mobile app for the recipients. AI-based nutrition recommendation system. Based, of course, we match the inventory of food banks with the specific profiles of our recipients, decentralized identity management, privacy-preserving access control, DLT-based auditability, and of course, all this solution is co-designed and validated with real end users. What we achieved until now in this year with DRG4FOOD, we had hands-on workshops with food bank volunteers, several times actually throughout the duration, workshops with municipal social services in Greece, in Western Greece. We achieved regulatory compliance in terms of data and identities. We had pilots with multiple target groups like elderly, Roma communities, and families in need. Almost 100 recipients and volunteers used the mobile application. And the pilots showed 30% increase in food bank operation efficiency, reduction of food waste, and increase of wellness of food recipients. Regarding our market, FIBA is the European Federation of Food Banks. There are 352 food banks there, together with their networks, and they serve almost 13 million people. Our total addressable market is these 300 to 450 food aid operators. Our serviceable available market is 100 organizations across Europe's FIBA network. And the serviceable obtainable market is, we plan within the next 18 months to engage with 10 organizations in Greece and expand to other FIBA affiliates in Europe. Competitor analysis, we have several competitors. I will just name a few like Too Good To Go or Food Cloud, but they address part of what we bring as Pinnacle. They are focused either on nutrition or in food bank inventory management. The added value of Pinnacle is that is human-centered. We have integration modules for food banks, auditability and compliance with regulations. We meet most of the DRGs, privacy by design, using zero-knowledge proofs. We use self-sovereign identities. We have transparency through DLTs, and this is co-designed and validated with our end users. Regarding integration and compliance, we are aligned with the EU regulations for data protections and EIDs, as I mentioned before, and we also developed a connector for the standard ERP system that food banks use. In our future plans, it's to integrate the final feedback we got from the workshops we did during December, request to onboard Pinnacle as a use case in the EBSI. We plan to engage closer with FIBA. We are already in contact with them, but we want to make these connections tighter, to reach out to municipalities, and finally deploy and configure Pinnacle in the food bank of Western Greece for a long-term operation. Thank you. I will be available in the booth. We can have a discussion whenever you want.
Thank you, Aris. Is there any question? Yes, there.
Grab a mic. Oh, this not on? Is it on? Yeah, you can hear me. Great, thanks. Quick question. You put a lot of effort on auditability and zero-knowledge proof, which I think is very important for the trust of the consumer. Do you also have part of the consumer side of the app, for example, open source, so that would be like independently auditable as well? And actually, this is something that maybe is important for all projects running here for the trust of the consumer.
So up to now, we have open sourced the smart contracts for access control. Is it working? Okay. So the smart contracts are open source. We contributed them to the toolbox. Regarding the app, it's not yet open source. It's something that we are discussing internally to see how we handle it. But yes, the smart contracts that use zero-knowledge proof to access, to give control, to give access to users are open sourced.
If I understand correctly, it would actually be possible to interact with the blockchain if I wanted to, with my own open source program and implement, follow these smart contracts that you have already opened. Great.
You can think of it as a role-based access control based on zero knowledge proof and smart contracts.
So it's like an API, but on the blockchain.
Yes.
That can be accessed from anywhere,
Yes,
basically.
exactly.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks. Is there any other question? Yes.
Yes, I have a question. Hello, Harris. So you already shared about me this project, and I was just curious to know how, let's say, how is it to receive? I mean, you will reach to some municipalities and so on. I think it's mostly in Greece and in other countries. I don't remember. And do you have any idea of how is it received? Because the first time that I've heard of it, I really thought about, okay, that's quite interesting, but quite unusual as well.
Yes, so yes, now we are in Greece. We operate in Greece. Since we have a Co-Together with us, Co-Together is the food bank of Western Greece. So they are already established in their geographical region. They know the local municipalities, charities, everything is in their network. So we took advantage of it and reached out to several stakeholders. We plan also to use our connections with FIBA to reach out to food banks across the EU. And I think this is something that will help us on moving forward.
Thanks. So if there are no other questions, I really thank you. Maybe we can have another applause.
Thank you, Harris. We have 2 more projects to go. So next one is NutriSite, and Pierre, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Pierre Slamish. I'm the co-founder of the Open Food Fact NGO. Today we are going to, first, by show of hand, who already knew or used Open Food Fact in the room? Okay, so nice, quite a few people. So we are going to talk about the project we did with DRG4Food about NutriSite, extracting nutrition information from a photo. So I will briefly introduce Open Food Fact for those who don't know it. I will talk about what we are doing with artificial intelligence on NutriSite. And throughout the presentation, you'll see on the top right some little logos as to how it translates in DRG goals. So we created Open Food Fact because it's a nightmare to be in the supermarket, a lot of information. Personally, I've never understood the nutrition table. It's all abstract art to me. And yet, there's a big incentive to act. 3% of European GDP is wiped out by overweight or obesity. So it's a big problem, and 1/3 of our carbon emission is food. So it's important and urgent to act. And our methodology is to empower users to have an impact on their own health, on the environment, and the food system. Our motto could be, don't panic, organize. And we are in the vein of open data project like Wikipedia for knowledge, OpenStreetMap for maps. So Open Food Fact is all about product information for health and the environment. It's data of public interest, so we believe it should be open source and open data. We created the project in 2012. It exists to more than 20,000 active contributors. We have 4 million products all across Europe and in 160 countries. And we have 4 million users a month just in our app. Then we have the API ecosystem, but that's another story. We are very proud to be a digital public good recognized by the UN. So we are addressing goal 3, 12, and 13 of the SDGs. And we have DRGs at our core. We didn't wait to be funded by the DRG project. It's part of our DNA. We are an open source community, an open source common, an open data common. So we have all of those like close to our heart. And our mission is to empower people to make better decisions thanks to information for the planetary health and your own health. So how it works is that it's an app that you can scan barcodes and get information about your health, the planet. We are quite famous for democratizing what was called the 5-color score and that you already know as Nutri-Score today. So we turned the scientific paper into actionable evidence in our app. And we are very proud. We built an ecosystem around it, an API ecosystem, and we are very proud to compute it worldwide. And the nice thing is that it's not digital. As you can see here, it translates to real-life impact, and products that are introduced on the market are now healthier. So I will skip, most of you know that. There are positive and negative points to the Nutri-Score. Basically, it's all science-based. And we like to help science. So, for instance, what you can do on the OpenFact website, it's you remember the photo, my first photo of the cereal supermarket? You can do basically a comparison in the OpenFact website in 2 minutes. Your very own. It's highly customizable. And we are also, on science, very proud to have more than 800 scientific articles based on OpenFoodFact. So we collect data on food with our mobile app, so it's crowdsourcing. We also have a producer platform for manufacturers to join in the fun, and we have actually quite a famous ones in there. And our topic, artificial intelligence. So we have a lot of data on the food photos that people send us. So a lot of it, nutrition, ingredients, you name it. And it's essential to make a database good. Because what makes a database good? It's data quality and data completeness. Currently, artificial intelligence helps a lot on completeness because we have a truckload of products, so we can't possibly act without the help of AI. For instance, for nutrition, it's 1 minute to input a single nutrition table. So assuming that we wanted to do that for all products in OpenFoodFacts, that's 6 years of one person 24/7 without sleeping. So that's the point of AI at OpenFoodFacts. Automate repetitive tasks and increase our ability, our contributors' ability to impact the world. So we start from photos. We use machine learning and other techniques, and we are able to infer primary data. So the animation got a bit weird, but the idea is that we are able to extract from photos nutrition, and then we can compute the scores and personalize the insight for people. So the NutriSite project that was part of DRG4FOOD, basically we had to annotate a lot of nutrition tables, and they are often very different. And thanks to that, in the mobile app, in the website, you now get little suggestions by the AI that you can validate. So there's always a human in the loop to validate what AI is predicting, but it allows to accelerate our mission. Take a photo, validate, and boom. And the nice thing is that it's not just for our own app. It's also for all the apps that use our open API. They can benefit from this innovation. Not only is it open source, open data, but it's also available as an open API. So everyone can benefit. So yeah, the benefit for developers, I will skip them. They are obvious. It's less work to develop and recreate the wheel. They can rely on OpenFoodFact. So it's available on Hugging Face, on the web, mobile, and as an API. So it's really in production, so you can test it actually by downloading the app if you want. And we are also doing other things, and I will finish by that, with artificial intelligence. So for instance, we can categorize products, which allows us to assess environmental impact with Green Score. We have around 1/3 of a million categories added that way. We can detect labels and logos. So just like facial recognition, but for products. So we can detect, for instance, the organic label and add it automatically. And finally, we can do things like fixing spell check errors. So I thank you for your attention. And basically, if I have one ask, it would be to include us in our European projects so that we can keep having impact on the many topics of food. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Wait, I don't know if there are any questions, but you can reply. Wait. Yeah. Is there any? Okay, so good. It's
Okay. Now I would like to introduce you with the DISH team, and I will leave the floor to them to present their great solution.
Yeah, thank you. Is it working? Yeah, it is. So thank you, Milica. Maybe let me start with a remark on leftovers. We were basically running on leftover budget. We received the message that our project was funded after the initial competition because there were a small amount left, a significant amount left. A big thank you to the DRG4Food team for giving us that money to implement our project on a smaller scale. And so what we will be introducing today is what we have been doing with our consortium. I was wondering, do we have, I have to do it myself, okay. Okay, so this is the consortium of DRG4FOOD Telecoms from Riga in Latvia, which is an educational institution teaching professional chefs. And this was the part of the project that was responsible for making our results yummy and tasty. Then we had DISE, the German Institute for Sports Nutrition.
And we were the part who had to make it healthy because we work, as you said, in sports nutrition. We do consultations and also workshops with sports associations and also with elite athletes, but as well with the common people who have diseases like heart diseases, obesity, and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I myself, I'm the founder of Dynamic Technologies. We are active in the domain of knowledge graphs and artificial intelligence, and we are the ones making it happen, so we were implementing the software. The initial idea for the project was to question, well, if we can customize our sneakers, why can't we customize our food? So the idea was about customization of cooking recipes for personalized nutrition. So the driving force behind it was the understanding that there is a reduced capacity to cook within the population, so people need more assistance in terms of recipes. The issue of food waste also came to mind, so they have stuff in my fridge sitting there, I want to use it to produce something yummy, what can be cooked, what can be made out of it. And of course, the unavailability of certain ingredients. So for example, you need a certain type of a product, like a certain dairy product that you cannot buy in your local store. What might be a reasonable replacement for that ingredient within a recipe? And we have developed a database of recipes that we use to experiment, and this is where I hand over to Alicia.
Yes, so we took popular recipes like a hamburger or tiramisu or pancakes, and then we did exactly what Sven told, what's the main goal. Is one part is switching the ingredients, for example, make a vegetarian, lactose-free or vegan option. I think hamburger is pretty easy because you can switch the bread, you can switch the cheese, you can switch the patty to a plant-based version. But what we also did is make it healthy, of course. So we checked the nutrients and then we tried to optimize it. So we looked at different nutrients and then try to increase through replacement of ingredients, increase the minerals and, example, the proteins, or reduce the fat or calories in the recipe.
Yeah, thank you. And for the management of the recipes in our digital solution, we have developed a machine-readable language, a domain-specific language for the expression of cooking recipes that we have used to express all our recipes. And these recipes are then stored in the form of a cooking graph, and that cooking graph allows for automated manipulation of recipes. So exchange of sauces, for example. To keep the main dish, you just exchange the sauce. This is something that can be done easily in the data structures that we have created.
And of course, we wanted to make it personalized. So we looked at different attributes of different people. That included the lifestyle, if the people are doing any sports, and especially what type of sports. Is it endurance or is it more strength? Age and sex was included, especially for seniors. And of course, we looked at intolerances like lactose, as I mentioned, and also high cholesterol and stuff like that. And we created a big table with all the attributes of the people, and also the nutritional values, which are optimized due to the different requirements. For example, a strength athlete needs more protein. A person with good risk needs less purine in their diet. So we made it, we created the table to look at the different attributes and the nutrients, and looked at the requirements. And also long-term and short-term, like long-term is like office worker or physical work, and short-term is like I need to concentrate now, or I'm feeling tired now, what should I eat now? And it all comes together in our app, where you can see the recipes. Well, at first you have to give a few of your information, and then after you added all these things, then the app suggests different recipes, optimized recipes of popular recipes.
Yeah, and maybe let me make a remark on the support from the DRG4Food program. Of course, we were using software components from the toolbox that has been provided by DRG4Food. And we discussed a lot on the implementation of the DRG goals within the app, especially when it comes to profile generation and profile storage. And eventually found a solution that allows the end user to store the profile information, so the sensitive personal identifiable information, exclusively on the device. So it is not stored on the server. We don't keep user profiles for ourselves. It's just kept with the user. We see this as an important element of digital responsibility. So where do we stand now? Because I heard we have to say what we want to do. We are now about to start fundraising. We have identified a funding requirement of roughly 200k euros, which will probably come from angel investment. This is early stage, so institutional investors will not yet join our ship. We see potential for business to business and business to consumer business models. We are investigating both with a primary focus on B2B. And of course, we're open to continue R&D activities, especially we are open to research cooperations under Horizon Europe and other programs. And we're also looking for incubator programs that give us better market access for our product. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there any question from the room? Yeah.
Hi. This working? Yeah. So well done for an interesting project with a significant pay cut, if I can say it that way. So what was for you the biggest compromise or challenge in developing what you had initially planned with possibly a significantly larger budget versus what you were able to deliver given that trim? So what was the challenge and what did you have to compromise?
We had to compromise on the number of recipes, of course. The size of the database is smaller than initially planned. Certain concepts have been proven in the sense of a proof of concept and are not really ready for scale up. This is why we need additional money to turn the platform we have now into a serious product. And of course, we have compromised on the operational environment when it comes to software installation, like how do you operate the platform, how do you organize your development processes, how do you structure the platform and operation. So this is a bit more hands-on and somewhat improvised. The focus was on the implementation of the recipes, the dish language, the scoring logic, in the sense that we have a continuous process where we can prove that what we intend to do is actually working. And then when it comes to the full amount of data, of course, there are restrictions. Are there more questions?
Okay, maybe our applause.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now, David, if you want to set up on stage.
All right, thank you. So, as you already know, we have to announce of the winner of the FOODITY program. I want to say that was a tight competition, and all the teams was at their best. And yeah, but the money will go only to one team. And yeah, to raise a little bit the suspense here, from the consortium side, we want to congratulate all of you. And yeah, we want to thanks to all the applicants of the open calls, for both open call 1 and open call 2. But I want to invite on the stage the winner, which is on Conorish. So congratulations, guys. And also my colleague want to take you a picture. All right. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And before leaving, I also want to invite all the, stay here a bit, just to have a picture with all of you. All right. And stay a little bit, because also we want to invite also the other teams, like to be all the 3 teams here. If they want to join for the final picture, that would be great. Amazing, amazing for all of you. Thank you. And once again, congratulations to all of you.
So, and of course, if we may, you know, this was FOODITY and DRG4FOOD. So now it will get a bit crowded up here and maybe a bit less crowded in the audience, because I would like to ask everyone from DRG4FOOD open calls, everyone who had presented and or was part of the team, to also come up on stage. And you stay here, please. This is a joint activity. So come up on stage, please. You can applaud now, if you wish. We'll make it a bit crowded here. So yes. Yes, please come on, not up here. They will find space. Harris, come up on here. Go into the middle. Here's space. I see space over here. Please. Everybody take pictures. And you can applaud once more, because not only have we seen great projects, but these are all amazing people who are entrepreneurs, who are shaping things, who don't sit at a desk and wait for others to act, but who act on their own and have done great things. So this is amazing. A round of applause. And the interesting piece is, these people have never been on one stage at a single point in time over the last 3 years, but you're all working on the same purpose, so that's amazing. With that being said, now, Samuel, where are you? Do I do this? Yes? Yeah, okay. So before you leave, now we have the networking part. What is it? Of just DRG4Food. I think, yeah, whatever. Now we leave it like this. We're all a group of, you know, of people. Now, what I want to say is, of course, so that was day one. I think we fed our brains with knowledge. Wasn't that something that was asked for? I remember you also asked for innovation. I think we delivered, did we? Yes, yes, that's the part where you say yes. And then number 3 was the networking part, and that's exactly what we'll do now. So here's my ask to all of you, because you were sitting down listening. You also get a task. Task number 1, you will go to at least one booth and talk to the projects, right? That's your task number 1. Is that okay? Yes? Are we ready for it? Task number 2, you do the networking, and I would like to ask all of you to get to know at least 2 people that you haven't talked to either sometime before or here at the conference. This is your task number 2. And if you feel like you want to talk to someone, use me as an excuse. Say, Kai told me to talk to you. So please do that. And we'll have some food, we'll have some drinks, and enjoy the rest of the evening. And then we'll meet again tomorrow. And I need to look at Giacomo. When are we meeting again tomorrow for the day number 2 of the conference? 8:30, that is very early. 8:30 /9. That's the Italian way of saying this. We need precise 8:30. Okay, 8:30. If you still want a coffee, you'll be here at 8:30. If you can live without a coffee, you'll be here at 5 minutes to 9. Is that all right? Thanks a lot. Again, a round of applause for everyone, and see you at the networking and latest tomorrow. Thanks. Well done.